Greetings, adoring fans. Welcome to Obscurus Lupa Presents, where we talk about only the finest cinema has to offer. Today we're talking about the cinematic masterpiece, Jerry. You call this a Dr. Pepper? It's completely flat! Jerry is the haunting tale of two friends stuck in the desert after Ben Affleck discovered he wasn't in the movie and decided to get rid of them. The movie painstakingly focuses on every footstep to let us know just how dire the situation is. It's almost boring, if you will. Now,
hold on a second, what the fuck is that?
it's one of the little people, ignore her.
Yeah, I'm with Diamanda here, and not just because she frightens me. What are you talking about?
Thank you, I decided to kill you much later than planned.
What do you want the life-size Anne Frank mannequin, mistress?
Later.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't try to deny it, Lupa. You're not the same reviewer that we knew on the forums.
Yeah, you get added to thatguywiththeglasses.com and suddenly you're too good for us.
And you're reviewing Jerry? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Who the fuck mentioned Jerry again?
The poker's mistress?
No, fuck that! Bring me the fucking flamethrower!
Who did Gus Van Zandt ever punch in the face? Nobody. Remember your roots. Remember Cynthia Rock Roth.
Remember how frackin' stupid Jerry was.
Remember 13 Seconds?
Remember how frackin' stupid Jerry was.
Okay, Minion, I want you to find every single copy of Jerry, scour the four corners of the earth and destroy them, sow the ashes with salt. I want none to survive. And you! If you think of reviewing Jerry, I'm gonna cut off your face and wear it like a hat!
Wait a second. You guys are right. What am I doing? I hate Jerry. I'm sorry, guys. I lost who I am. I need someone to knock some sense back into me. I need a really awful movie. I need... Circa!
Party like a rock star, kick a little ass. Life is short, so matter. Party like a rock star, kick a little ass.
Welcome back to Obscurus Lupa Presents, folks. This is Hard to Kill. Hard to Kill stars Steven Seagal as a loner cop trying to avenge a loved one's death. If that sounds familiar, congratulations, you've seen every other Steven Seagal film. His character in Hard to Kill, who is named, I shit you not, Mason Storm, is trying to get incriminating evidence, but is betrayed by some shady cops. His wife is killed and he goes into a coma, only to awake 7 years later to hunt down the men who betrayed him. And what would an early 90s cop film be without a rockin' guitar track? Seagal seems confused as to what movie he's in. He sets up his camera and starts to film Senator Vernon Trent, who's planning to kill his opponent in the election. Storm stays completely silent so that they don't notice him and his family doesn't get killed. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant he talks to himself and does the exact opposite.
Come on, let's go, guys. I'm missing the Oscars.
You can take that to the bank. Hey, Mikey! Quit playing with yourself back there!
They didn't notice him get punched out right in front of them? Storm gets out of there using his amazing driving away skills and calls his captain to tell him what he saw. Unfortunately, a cop that has dealings with the senator overhears the conversation. Mason, meanwhile, goes to the convenience store, possibly to find one of his jars. We haven't had one of these in a while. You know what time it is. It's pointless padding scene time. Bing!
You know what I want? Go ahead! Come on, move! I got half a mind to get out there and burst your... Now you only got half a mind.
That would make sense if he'd shot him in the head. Yes, the only man to kick your ass while wearing a polka dot vest.
Looks like you won the Oscar tonight, Storm.
Storm heads home with his video camera, you know, instead of taking it directly to evidence. And then he puts it in his freezer? Also, the greatest family portrait ever.
Want to say a little prayer with me? Come here.
Now, Junior, this is the part where you pray that Daddy's energy drink is successful. And because everything is going perfectly, you know something bad is going to happen. Oh no, razor sharp henchmen, they're everywhere!
Oh, shit.
Unfortunately for Storm, the dirty cops hired the only lackeys who can aim. Unfortunately for the lackeys, Steven Seagal isn't going down without a fight. calm down. I'm Steven Seagal.
Sweet dream.
Whew. Hey, Dad, can I have a glass of therapy? Okay, kid, the men have guns. Turn around. Turn around. Okay, well, now they stop.
You little son of a...
Storm is taken to the hospital, and the press question one of his fellow cops.
We worked on several cases. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I can't pretend to have a connection to Steven Seagal. He is believed dead, but miraculously the doctors managed to save him. You could tell this extra really wanted to milk his screen time, too.
Your man's alive, Lieutenant.
In order to protect Storm, Lieutenant O'Malley tells the doctors to keep him at the hospital under another name and to allow the public to continue to believe he's dead. Wait a second, what? Okay, so, question. Why does he have a silly beard and a Fu Manchu mustache? There are only two options here. Either his hair naturally grows that way, or the nurses chose to cut it that way.
Would you like little pussy, JD? Just a little bitty pussy. Look what I've got here. Sweet.
This is Seagal's love interest and then wife Kelly LeBrock, playing a nurse named Andy.
Please wake up.
She has weird attachment issues to coma patients. Okay, so she doesn't notice him freaking out right in front of her. Mason finally gets her attention, and amazingly, after 7 years in a coma, he seems to be in pretty good shape. Medical research. Hard to Kill has it. Now that Mason is out of a coma, his would-be killers are back. Wait a second, so if they knew he was in a coma, why didn't they just kill him while he was unconscious? They had 7 years to do it. It's also good to know that the receptionist will give information to anyone wearing a doctor's coat.
Get me out of here. Thanks for the massage. You gotta stop and get me out of here.
Well, at least he thanked him.
Excuse me. Doctor?
Yes.
I have to check every...
Wait, so he's holding the gun behind him and facing away from the door, and when the cop comes in, he doesn't notice it? Why does everyone have selective sight in this movie? The next scene is something special. It's a chase scene with a coma patient. And he can't catch up to him. Just watch.
Now will you listen to me?
Hold tight.
It's funny because he can't walk. Whilst they're having this anticlimactic chase scene, I can't help but wonder. Did the staff at the hospital just like messing with the coma patients? I can't imagine why else they'd give him the rubbish beard and striped pajama combo. Andy and Mason get away from the would-be assassin. And if he couldn't kill a recent coma patient, just how good of an assassin did they send out for this? Ojai street sign. Senator Trent gets word that Storm got away and tells his lackeys to pin everything on Mason.
I'm starring in the son of a bitch's home movies. If that crap gets out, I'm looking at 30 years.
I'd be worried if it were him. That tape's been in the freezer for 7 years. Meanwhile, Mason and Andy are staying at Andy's palace of a home. Come on, movie, really? Oh, okay, not really. She's house-sitting, but come on. Mason is watching some TV.
Hello! I'm Hero there, Rivera.
I can spontaneously walk. Whoop, lost it again. I can also use chopsticks. Boy, I sure have skills.
You give me this beard?
Yeah.
Haha, it's funny because I've looked ridiculous in my tragic 7-year coma. Mason also writes in Chinese, swats at flies, and generally does things you can't do when your muscles have atrophied for almost a decade. Yes, because all you need to heal from a coma is some acupuncture needles and weightlifting. And, a tree? And a board with some rope on it, why not? Andy goes to investigate where Storm's old police partner O'Malley went and really... Stupid flies, I'm Steven Seagal!
I was just passing by.
Yes, I was just passing by in my boob-showing dress. It's good to know he's honoring the memory of his late wife. You can't go back and pretend you feel bad now. We saw the sex scene. O'Malley shows up and reveals that Mason's son isn't dead and he's been raising him like his own.
I don't know how to thank you. Just seeing your ugly ass alive is enough for me.
O'Malley reveals that he found the audio tape and kept it all these years. So why didn't you use that as evidence against the senator and the dirty cops?
We'll get him, buddy. Every fucking one of them.
Storm goes to get the video, and O'Malley goes to get the audio so they can show the evidence on the news. Then we get this scene.
Trent promises no new taxes.
You can take that, bank.
Money now and a lot more when I get in that office. You can take that to the bank.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent. To the blood bank.
Andy comes home and tells Mason that one of the nurses she worked with was murdered. Why the sexy saxophone music for this? The two of them prepare to leave when Trent's lackeys show up again. Oh snap!
Get down!
Yeah, shooting the wall above them isn't gonna help, guys. Andy is of course helping by sissy slapping one of the guys and screaming. Oh man! The door's falling apart. I probably wouldn't stand in front of it. What was that face? They made fun of my suit! Then they find an invisible ramp. Where the hell am I shooting? Mason and Andy get away. Run free, little one. Run free. Storm somehow manages to trade their shot-up car for a different one. Right, it's the bullet holes that made the trade appealing. The two of them disguise themselves as real estate agents to get into Storm's old house and get the tape.
I think your contractor's doing a lousy job.
O'Malley and Storm agree to relay messages through a local hotel, and when Mason and Andy arrive, they of course find some more lackeys there.
Come on, Storm! You're surrounded!
Okay then, problem solved. And of course they can just randomly steal a car that way.
You can't do that!
O'Malley has a talk with Mason's son, Sonny, and we find out that he's thought his father was dead this whole time. Considering him being alive is fairly recent news, Sonny seems to be taking this pretty well. The dirty cops show up and he hands the tape off to Sonny. Things do not go well with the Mullet Squad. Luggage battle! Oh man, you can't get more badass. So Sonny runs away and Mason and the cops go after him. Apparently 3 full-grown men can't catch up to a small child. Check this out, one of them just punches a random guy for no reason. So, you guys remember you had a gun, right? Storm fights the remaining guy and remembers him from the night he was shot.
I remember you.
Burn! Mason takes off to go get Trent and leaves Sonny with Andy.
You'll be safe with her.
Yeah, she's really useful. Bush jumping action. Then he beats up the lackeys with a pool cue.
That's for my wife. Fuck you and die.
Sweet. Storm finds Trent.
Die!
Then he shoots at his crotch and makes fun of his penis size.
They must have been smaller than I thought.
Naturally. The police saw the tapes, they show up and arrest Trent. Kinda anticlimactic. Storm lives happily ever after with his son who tragically doesn't know him and the random woman he slept with in memory of his wife.
How about a nice vacation?
Well, this movie did indeed prove that Steven Seagal is hard to kill. If you like cheesy action flicks, you'll dig this movie. And you can take that to the bank.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent.